What up, squad? Welcome back to Houston, Texas franchise on Madden 23, man. And it is time to kick off the Season 3 offseason. A lot of decisions need to be made today. There's a lot going on. First things first, man, we just lost our offensive and defensive coordinators. They have accepted new positions here in the NFL. So let's go out here and shop for a new OC in DC. This is actually going to be the second time we've had to fill these positions, man. So let's look and see what OCs are out here. We have Jamie Rodriguez, West Coast power run, multiple zone run for Brian Warner. Lance Riddle has vertical power run. Here's Glenn Powers. He has West Coast spread. Ethan Slaughter has West Coast zone run. And then Carl Hughes has multiple zone run. Let's go with Glenn Powers. He's got 2 talent trees. All right. We're going to hire Glenn Powers as our new offensive coordinator. We'll go, you know what? We'll go here. We'll go with Gerald Carmichael because he runs that base 4-3. Kind of like what we're already running. So that's a good look. So let me build these guys up and get them to where they need to be. And we'll be right back. So here goes player retirements. Let's take a look and see who's hanging it up. And I already see one name that I'm excited to see gone. Adam Thielen decides to retire from the Vikings after 12 years. You got Matt Paredes gone after 11 years. Cameron Jordan, defensive end from the Saints, retired. Tom Brady finally hangs it up after 25 seasons. Definitely a Hall of Famer, man. First ballot. Michael Burton retires. Darius Slay retires. You've got Lane Johnson gone, Teron Armstead, Quentin Spain, Zach Martin, Von Miller, Brett Kern, Gabe Jackson, Zach Kerr, James Hurst, Melvin Ingram's a good name, William Golston, Justin Pugh. There's Akeem Hicks. Let's see, anybody else? Juwan James. Taysom Hill retires. Wow. AJ Bouye, Julio Jones. Cordero retires. Sammy Watkins, Melvin Gordon, Desmond Trufant, J.D. McKissick. There's a lot of good guys gone. Nick Foles, Nikel Roby-Coleman, Blaine Gabbert. I didn't even know he was still in the league. Eric Fisher, Tashawn Gibson, Michael Schofield. So the big name out of that group, man, Tom Brady, hanging it up after 25 seasons. Here's the question. Does he go in as a Patriot or Buccaneer? I would think the Patriots, obviously. All right, so things are about to get interesting here. We've got to negotiate with our players. We've got 5 guys looking for contracts. And honestly, I don't see all 5 coming back. Deshaun Hand, we can go ahead and withdraw the offer from him, allow him to go ahead and become a free agent. Kirk Cousins, same with him. Chase Edmonds, we'll let him walk. And then Adrian Phillips, we can let him walk as well. So that leaves us with Brandon Cooks. He wants a 3-year deal for $42 million. And I just can't see paying him that. I mean, I can't even do 2 years, 25, honestly. We can bring him back for 1 for 11. I think a 1-year deal worth 11 mil would be a solid get. He's going to turn it down. I would like to play for another team. I figured. Now, we do have the option to franchise tag him, but it'd be a 1-year, $28 million salary cap hit. Unfortunately, man, I feel like Brandon Cooks has to walk. That's tough, man. That's tough. Mike Tomlin's the new DC in Miami. Craig Taylor is the new DC in Arizona. Scott Anderson, the new OC in Arizona. Chris Roberts, the new OC in Miami. Gordon is the new head coach in Arizona. Victor Price is the new OC in Atlanta. Henry Brock is the new head coach with the Jets. Gary Crawford is the new head coach with the Dolphins. Gregory is the new OC in Dallas. Hampton is the new OC in New York. And Kevin O'Connell is the new DC in New York. Mac Williams is the new OC in Cincinnati. Will Sanders is the new DC in Dallas. Doug Peterson is the new defensive coordinator with the Chiefs. Brendan Washington is the new head coach for the Lions. He's 38. And then you've got Mike McDaniel, the new OC for the Lions. Matt Eberflus is new offensive coordinator for the Packers. He left the Bears to go to the Packers. Wow. Lamont Booker is new DC with the Colts. Gary Espinoza is the new offensive coordinator with the Saints. Dan Campbell is a new DC with the Steelers. Garrett Pratt is the new offensive coordinator with the Steelers. And then Bill Duncan is the new head coach. Cliff Kingsbury is the new offensive coordinator with the Colts. Yikes. Okay. Ed Green is new head coach with the Bears. You got Marshawn Wallace is the new offensive coordinator with the Bears. And then we got our new two defensive and offensive coordinators. All right, let's jump into free agency. We've got a little money, man, but again, I don't want to go too crazy in free agency because we've got a lot of guys we got to pay next year. Start off, we've got $38 million in cap space, all right? Here is a look at your top free agents. Got Aaron Jones at running back, Mike Thomas at wide receiver. There's La'el Collins at right tackle. Okay. Brandon Cooks is here. You've got Deion Dawkins. Ooh. Michael Pierce at defensive tackle. A.J. Dillon. Shaq Griffin. Rondale Moore. Olawokun. Ojulari. Quandre Diggs. Ricard Hines, Eddie Jackson, Christian Barmore. That's who I was looking to pick up. Okay. BJ Hill is here. Daniel Carlson, Desmond King, Fletcher Cox, Jadeveon Clowney, Javon Hargrave, JC Treader, Jimmy Ward, Mike Hilton, Travis Etienne. Wow. They let Etienne walk. Tress Way, Zadarius Smith, Marcus May, Matt Gay, Kenny Galladay, and Fatusiki. Okay. A lot of good names. A lot of guys that could come in and make immediate impacts for a lot. Justin Fields is a free agent. The Bears are moving on from Justin Fields. Wow. Oh, wow. All right, first trade of the day, we're going to send Jonathan Jones to the Lions for a 3rd-round pick and a 6th-round pick. Again, the thing with Jonathan Jones, man, he was a great addition to the team last year, but with the pickup of Cortland Davison and the player that we think he's going to be, he just becomes expendable. Second trade of the day, we're sending John Mechie down to New Orleans. We're going to get back a 3rd-round pick for him. Again, you know, Mechie just lost in the shuffle at wide receiver. We're probably going to be looking to sign one or pick one up in the draft just to get somebody, just like a developmental player. But we wish all the best to John. So here's our 3rd trade. We're going to send Rasheem Green to the Panthers for another 3rd-round pick. So we're stacking up on 3rd-round picks. I want Nathan Van Buren to get more into the rotation this year on the defensive, especially at defensive end. I just looked to see what he would look like at D tackle, and his rating would go down tremendously. So it's better to allow him to move up and get work in at defensive end than to try to shift his position. That is a beautiful look, man. We're going to send Quincy Williams and a 6th-round pick to the Cardinals for a 2nd-rounder. So now we've got 2 2nd-round picks, guys. All right, man, let's evaluate. So here are 3 players that we're looking at right now. Christian Barmore, the big D tackle, who played for New England last year. We got Julian Love, a strong safety. Again, we're looking for somebody to play over the top. That'll move Jabril Peppers back down to that sub-linebacker position in our nickel package. And then Kene Nwangu at running back. This kid is a returner, man. 94 speed with 95 acceleration. Yeah. I think that would help us out a lot. He's got 85 carrying too. Let's see what these guys are talking about and if any of them are ready to be a part of the Texans. And all three have signed. All three have signed, man. Let's go. That's a great first week or first day of free agency, man. That is a great pickup for us. I like it a lot. All right, let's check out some combine stats. This kind of shifts our focus now after picking up Barmore on the defensive tackle. Maybe we look to get one of these left tackles. Who was one that we really, really liked? Jermaine McGee. A awareness, A impact, A pass block, B run block. Not strong. Okay. That's concerning. The strength is concerning. I would want somebody who's a little bit stronger than that. Brian Scott. A awareness, A impact, A pass block, B run block. 28 reps. Okay. This is concerning, bro. I need a left tackle that's going to be strong because we're going to be going against some good pass rushers. He has elite strength. He was second in bench press. Okay. A impact, A lead block, C pass block, though. That's not, yep, that C pass block just messed it up. Terrell Lowry. 29 reps. He's got marginal. He's got B pass block, A pass block power, B run block. Finesse stuff isn't really there. Do we look at Jermaine McGee? Yeah, he had poor strength. I'm trying to see who was the number one guy who's got the number one strength. Okay. So honestly, the way it looks is Brian Scott might be the guy, and Jonathan Sherrills could be somebody. He's got poor strength though. His lead block, his impact block aren't that great. And Jermaine McGee. He's the one who has the poor. Yeah, poor strength. Okay. So maybe Brian Scott in the second round. Okay. Brian Scott in the second round, maybe. So who does that leave us with in the first round? Let's look and see what this outside linebacker was talking about. Was he on the right side? Yeah. Jacob Rogan. That F block shed is concerning though. 4.6 40. He's got a lead speed. Great change of direction, acceleration, and agility. Good jumping. It's just that block shedding is going to be trash. Now, at what did he run? 4.64. He's 5'11", 228. He could play safety. He's got B man coverage. He could be a safety. Now that gets interesting. That gets a lot interesting for us. Because we can move him to safety. Okay. Corner. I don't think we need a corner right now. If there's one on the board late, maybe. Nobody's really like jumping off the page. They all have D-man coverage. James Pierre. It says this draft is the best pickups are going to be on the defensive line. There was a defensive lineman that I liked a lot that I thought we could move inside. Okay, let's look at right tackle because that could be the other position we look at. Mitchell Pritchard from Auburn is expected to go top 5. I mean, I can see why. He's got great strength, 36 on the bench. Anybody late? Kyle Lewis from Oklahoma, 6'4", 315. B pass block, B run block. Elite acceleration, elite agility, elite jumping, great speed, great strength too. He was 3rd on the bench. Okay. A lead block. He's got C pass block power, or C pass block power, C run block power. That's concerning, especially against like a defensive end like a Micah Parsons or somebody like that who's got a great power rush. Maybe that's somebody we develop. We'll put him on the board. Okay. And let's go through wide receiver, see if anything jumps off the page. Nothing so far. Good Lord. These are all bad. We got Jamie Hawkins down here from Oklahoma. Yeah, the rest of that is bad. What about running backs? We've got 2 power backs already. Let's try to find like a receiving back. All right, let's see what this mock draft 4 is talking about. Got Deshaun Nelson from Utah going number 1. Then Larry Agnew, Tashawn Stoudemire, Will Graves, Mike McMillan. And then there's Pete Ross. We were looking at him at the left tackle position. Oscar Forbes. Okay. There's Kyle Lewis. And they got us taking Terrell Lowry from Alabama. I think we said Sherrills was a guy that we were looking at. And then Brian Scott in the 2nd round. Aaron Jones is signed with the Patriots. Michael Thomas is headed to the Chargers. Lyle Collins to the Packers. Brandon Cooks, he's going to be a Dolphin. So he joins Tyreek and Waddle. Sheesh. Deion Dawkins headed to the Jets. Michael Pierce is still a free agent. A.J. Dillon to the Cardinals. Shaq Griffin is a Jag. Rondé Moore still available. Oluwakun is headed to the Lions. Ojulari is back with the Giants. Quandre Diggs is still out here. Eddie Jackson is a Cowboy. B.J. Hill is a Ram. Desmond King is a Cowboy. Jadeveon headed to the Patriots. Hargrave to the Steelers. J.C. Treader is a Panther. Hilton is a Panther. And Etienne is a Bill. Yikes. Zadarius is a Jaguar, so we're going to have to see him. Marcus May is a Seahawk. Galladay is a Buck. And Fatakusi is a Giant. Okay. CJ Henderson back to the Bucks. All right. So we got our quarterback. Whoa. Justin Fields signed with the Rams. Bridgewater's an Eagle. Mills is with the Commanders. We do need a backup quarterback. All right, so we do pick up a backup quarterback for Caleb Stanford. This is Matt Drummond, 2nd-year player from Southern Miss, 6'6", 221, 95 throw power, y'all, 78 deep accuracy, 69 medium, 78 short. He's got 77 throw on the run, 78 throw under pressure. Not a scrambler, but, hey, 95 throw power for a backup quarterback. I like it, man. Oh, free or 5th-year options. Okay. I had a question about Derek Stingley Jr. His contract is up next offseason, and we'll need to think hard about giving him a big contract. My take, keeping this guy is a no-brainer, and I think he's a player we should prioritize during next year's re-signing period. You agree? Yes. In fact, hell yeah. Absolutely, we definitely want to keep him around. In that case, do you want to go ahead and pick up his 5th-year option? Yes. No question. Easy enough. I'll get the paperwork started. He picked up Derek Stingley's 5th-year option. This will postpone his contract negotiations for 1 year. Thank God. Can we get him for everybody? I think we should get him for everybody, which would help us out so much. Kenyon Green. I'm trying to create a budget for next few years, and next offseason, he's going to be looking for a big pay increase. He's shown a lot of talent and might warrant a long-term contract. Do you agree? Yes. In that case, do you want to pick up his 5th-year option? Yes. Come on, man. A lot of these 5th-year options are going to help us out. Oh, no. We only got 2. Okay. That's tough. That means we got to pay everybody else. I think you only get 5th-year options on first-round picks, and Stingley and Green were our first-round picks a couple years ago. So we're still going to have to pay Pierce next year. We're going to have to pay who else was it? There was one other one. Christian Harris next year. I mean, guys, I like where we're at right now. We did spend a little money in free agency. We've got a backup now for Caleb Stanford. We got our speedy running back that's going to help us out in the return game, which allows Julius Temple to move up to running back number 2. Wide receiver room, that big hole that Brandon Cooks leaves, Trey Graham is going to have to step up into that spot. I'm not opposed to bringing in another wide receiver in the draft if there's somebody there. Will Bush, as of right now, will be our 3rd wide receiver. Emmett Crowder could see some playing time, but he's got to get his route running up. Tight end, we're good. My thinking also is that we hold on to Laremy Tunsil for this year, and at the end of next year, we look to trade him. Kenyon Green, we picked up his 5th-year option. Josh Roden is good at center. Adam Rowe, we're going to give him one more year here at right guard. If he doesn't start to get better and improve, we may look to upgrade this position. He's kind of the weak link on this really good offensive line. Elgin Jenkins still holding strong there at right tackle. Defense side of ball, Tavares Branch, superstar defensive end with O.O. right behind him. We got Jonathan Grenard, who's a superstar defensive end. And then you got Van Buren, who's going to start getting into rotation a little bit more. We went and upgraded the defensive tackle position. I'm very happy with the pickups we have here. We got Jeffrey Simmons coming off a Defensive Player of the Year award. And then we picked up Christian Barmore in free agency this year. I think that gives us 2 really good defensive tackles. Both of them are 6'4", over 300 pounds. Going to help us out with the whole plugging. And then you got Blacklock and Lopez backing them up. Outside linebacker Mitch Paulson moves into the starting lineup as of now. Not too sure if we're going to pick up somebody in the draft or maybe later on in free agency. I mean, we've got a talent. We've got arguably the best middle linebacker in the league in Christian Harris at middle linebacker. Dane Landry on the other side at right outside linebacker. Corners, again, I think we have the 2 best corners in the league, Derek Stingley, Trayvon Mullen. And then Cortland Davidson is going to get a chance to start at nickel corner for us after we traded Jonathan Jones. Jalen Petrie, he might be actually our corner number 4, honestly. His man coverage is an 84, so we might be looking to bring him down to cover maybe tight ends. Or, you know, if they go 4 wide receivers, he might slide over and guard one of the wide receivers. And then Jabril Peppers back at strong safety for us. We're going to drop him down in the box and allow Julian Love, who we picked up in free agent, to play over the top. Again, I'm not a big fan of his 89 speed, but he's got 82 zone coverage and 90 acceleration, so he should be a solid player for us. And then special team stays the same. We do have a lot of picks, guys. We got a lot of picks. Our first round pick is at 32. Then 10 picks later, we go in the second round. 2 picks in the second round. We have 4 picks in the third round, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth, and then we have 3 7th-round picks. Honestly, I feel like we're going to be doing some moving and shaking in this draft. I really do. We have our eyes set on a left tackle. That could be going second round, in the first maybe. But I think that we have a lot of picks here that we can help out this team and fill in some space. This is not that great of a draft this year, especially for what we need, but we're still going to try to make the best of it. And mock draft 5 just dropped. Let's see who These guys have us taken with 32nd pick, George Calhoun. Now, that is one of the guys that I did have on my board as somebody we need to keep an eye on. The Christian Barmore signing kind of changes that, but, picking up Calhoun, let him sit for a year. If Barmore doesn't work out and Calhoun could actually come in and be a good player, you never know. Let's see, any of our other guys on this board? Not really. I'm still in shock that the Bears are giving up on Justin Fields and they're going to draft a speed rusher instead of looking at quarterback. Are there any quarterbacks in this draft? I didn't even look to see what the quarterback situation looked like. There's two. Jacob Robinson from Ohio State and Damian Francis from Arkansas. Both are first rounds. Okay. All right, so let's recap free agency. Again, not like the big splash that we had 2 years ago, but I felt like we got what we needed. The Patriots go with Aaron Jones at running back. Michael Thomas signs with the Chargers. You got La'el Collins headed to Green Bay. Former wide receiver for the Texans, Brandon Cooks, making a new home in Miami. Deion Dawkins is now a Jet. Michael Pierce is also a Dolphin. A.J. Dillon becomes a Cardinal. You got Shaq Griffin going back to the Jaguars. Rondale Moore is a Green Bay Packer. Oluwakun is a Lion at middle linebacker. You got Ojulari headed back to the Giants. Quandre Diggs heads to Kansas City. Ricard heads to the Bills. Nyheim Hines back with the Colts. Eddie Jackson is a Cowboy. Christian Barmore becomes a Texan. B.J. Hill is a Ram. Daniel Carlson still a free agent. Strong late. I can't believe he's not signed with anybody. Former Texan Desmond King is now a Cowboy. Fletcher Cox is a Saint. Former Texan Jadeveon Clowney is a Patriot. Javon Hargrave is a Steeler. J.C. Treader is a Panther. Jimmy Ward headed back to San Francisco. You got Mike Hilton as a Panther. Travis Etienne. This was probably a sneaky good pickup for the Bills, helping out that running back room. You got Darius Smith, a Jaguar now. Marcus May is a Seahawk. Kenny Galladay headed to Tampa Bay. Fatuski, I probably butchered that, man, is a Giant. Avonte Maddox is now a Packer. Allen Robinson back to the Rams. C.J. Henderson is a Buck. Chuba Hubbard is a Ram. Oh, man, they are loading up. Chandler Jones still a free agent. Travaris Ward is a Dolphin. Darrell Henderson is a free agent. Hassan Reddick to the Broncos. Justin Fields is a Ram. He got paid too. We pick up Julian Love. Jordan Poyer is still a free agent. You got Levante David as a free agent. Michael Carter is a Packer. Ojumadia. Corner is headed to the Commanders. Marcus Peters is headed to the Chiefs. Pete Warner is a Packer, and Rasul Douglas is a Steeler. The Rams spent some money. What is their team looking like? Did Matthew Stafford retire or something? Because they made some splash moves this offseason. All right, Cooper, Stafford. So they must be, yeah. So, and they picked up Garoppolo. So maybe, you have Matthew Stafford mentor Justin Fields, and then he'll take over after Stafford retires next year. Chuba Hubbard becomes their number one back. The wide receiver room stays the same pretty much. Zuma. Offensive line still is not that good, man. They got a good right guard. Ben Fox did a great job against Jeffrey Simmons in the Super Bowl. Ashawn, Aaron Donald, B.J. Hill. They brought back Leonard Floyd, Chad Muma. They picked up Lorenzo Carter. Okay, good pass rusher. Dante Bartow and Jawan Brisker. They had Brisker on the trade block. So, hey, a lot of teams making moves out here. we've kind of got our team set up. You know what I mean? We're kind of set at what we're doing a great job drafting. We're doing a great job at free agency, I think. Again, I think going into this draft, a backup left tackle that could take over for Tunsil next year. Another wide receiver. Maybe a D tackle that makes one of these guys become expendable. Outside linebacker. And maybe another corner, a developmental corner. But there isn't much that we need, man. So we could be looking to stack picks next year with 4 3s, 2 2s, and a 1, and 2 4s. So, I mean, we've got a lot of moving around that we could do. If there's somebody that we're targeting in that first round, we got the picks to move up. But now it's just who is going to be that first round pick for us, and is there somebody that we really need to go get? All right, guys, that's going to do it for part 1 of the off season. I think it was a solid free agency for us, man. Christian Barmore, Julian Love helping out that defense. Offensively, we lost Brandon Cooks. How bad is that going to impact us? But I think we're going to be okay. We were able to pick up the 5th-year options on Stingley and on Kenyon Green, so that's going to allow us to move them to year 5 as a free agent signing. And then at this year, we could focus on re-signing Dameon Pierce, Jalen Petrie, and Christian Harris. Those are going to be our 3 big signings that we have to take care of going into the season. But like I mentioned, the draft is up next. This is going to be an interesting draft for us. We're picking 32, but we have a lot of picks. So do we move up to try to get one of these good left tackles? Do we move up to try to get an impact player? Or do we look ahead to next year, trading back, stocking up picks for next year? This should be fun, man. I'm excited. This is what I love to do. This is a part of the franchise that I really love, is the developmental and the drafting and the free agent signing. I still think we're the best team in the AFC, and I think that we can still make some noise with the guys that we have here. But we got to get younger, and I think we got a couple moves that we still need to make, man. But if you guys enjoyed it, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're brand new. Don't forget to ring that bell. We'll talk from the draft. Have a great day, guys. 2 fingers in the air. Peace. Big shout out to all the members that support this channel. If you would like to become a member, check out the link down below.